Welcome back to this amazing channel. So, how to get high for meditation naturally the first time you meditate. What is the best technique? What do I recommend that you do? I'm going to recommend a really cool technique that's so easy, it's going to blow your mind. But first, I want to talk to you a little bit about meditation and what my view is on meditation. So, meditation is when you focus your mind in such a way that puts you into an altered state of relaxation and ease. Now, there are endless different focuses that you can choose for your meditation. There are endless different meditations that you can do as well. But what I'm going to focus on primarily is the focus on opening your energy centers naturally to allow you to feel high naturally, to feel euphoria naturally, to feel in that zone, in that flow state naturally. So, that technique that I was going to talk about, what is that? What is the technique that yields the highest success rate for the beginner meditator to really feel altered, to really feel high naturally their first time? Well, it's the dissolving of the self, the dissolving of the ego. You may have heard many other spiritual teachers saying that the ego is bad and you must get rid of it. You must dissolve the ego. We don't want to fully dissolve the ego. Let me get that clear for everyone. We're not fully deleting the ego. We're just we're mostly focusing on clearing the ego, but we're going to keep the important parts of the ego intact, such as, the ability to move your body, to speak, to function, to process the fact that you're in a room, to interact with people and remember things. Those are the pieces we want to keep. But we want to get rid of all the fear, we want to get rid of all the anxiety, we want to get rid of all the depression, we get rid of all the overwhelm of the endless thoughts in the head. That's not necessary. You don't need that. You don't need to be thinking about your entire life all the time, all day long, endlessly, nonstop. You don't need that. That's unnecessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean out all the parts of the ego, the self, that we don't want in our life, that we don't want impeding on our quality of life, that we don't want to hold us back. And in doing so, we're going to relieve our suffering. So, doing this practice is extremely powerful, okay? And I'm doing that practice right now as I'm speaking, making this video, okay? I want you guys to know that, right? So I'm feeling a little bit altered, okay? I haven't been doing this intensely, but I have been doing it, nevertheless. And that's another aspect I want to talk about, is that doing this practice of dissolving the ego can really, there's really endless levels to dissolving the ego. There's endless degrees of transparency that you can have in your ego that's transparent to what? What does the ego become transparent to as it gets dissolved? It becomes transparent to the infinite consciousness field that is always here, now. The only thing that doesn't change is the eternal witness, consciousness, the non-separated infinite awareness. So, some people call it the higher self, some people call it God. Some people would say it's your soul that you become transparent to. And I would actually agree with that. I would say it's your personal soul that you start to expand into that light, that infinite wisdom that is there. But you can call it whatever you want. Just realize that we're awakening to awareness, okay? We're awakening to ourself as this presence that is here, awake, seeing through the eyes, okay? Because what's seeing through the eyes is not a person. What's seeing through the eyes right now does not have a body. It's aware of a body, but it does not have a body of its own. Consciousness does not have its own body. Consciousness is aware of the physical body, but consciousness itself is disembodied, ultimately, at the higher levels. So just play around with that. Just tune into that for a moment and see that what is aware of the body right now? You. Yes. But see that which is aware of the body doesn't really have a form to it. Right? You are aware of your body. You're aware of the sensations. But you are none of those sensations, right? because the sensations are appearing to the consciousness. Right? Very, very clear to understand, very easy to grasp. And what you have to watch out for is the mind will come in and try to use its conditioning and say, oh, no, this is me. This is my body. I'm in the body. This is me, here, now. Presence. I am present here. But it's mistaking the sensations of the body with your presence. And it's easy to do that because you're so formless that whatever you're aware of, you start to kind of incarnate into, you start to become. You start to feel as though you are that, whatever you're looking at. In this case, you're looking at the body for the longest time. You're looking at the sensations as consciousness. You're aware of the sensations and the sense perceptions and the mind and the thoughts. In a very short period of time, you start to feel like you are that because it's always here, right? And people are responding to your body, and people are looking at you, and they're saying, that's you. They're saying, you, hey, you. And they point at the body, and then you make that association, oh, this is me, yeah. This is my face, this is what I look like, this is how I appear. But you can deconstruct that, and you can free yourself of that illusion. Doesn't mean that you become unfunctional in life. Doesn't mean that you lose your mind and go crazy. No. It actually means the opposite. You become more functional. You become more fearless. You become smarter. You become more advanced. You become expansive. You become high naturally. You literally elevate into higher states of consciousness where suffering is not so much there. It doesn't really exist. And this is really cool, okay? If this doesn't sound cool, you probably aren't here to learn this. But if this sounds amazing, if this sounds like, oh my God, I gotta figure out how can I do that? Then you're in the right place. You're watching this video at the right time, and you're ready for this. I believe you are ready for this. Most people are. Most people can handle this realization, at least to the first degree. So, in another video I'll have in the description, hopefully, if I remember, there's another video where I talk about how you can dissolve the ego permanently and make it more permanent, so that this sense of self, sense of there being somebody behind the eyes that's actually here as a person thinking, can be dissolved. So it just feels like there's whatever is happening, and it's happening to nobody. It's a wonderful way to get high naturally. But you can deepen that. You can take that deeper and deeper and deeper until it becomes more permanent, where the mind starts to be recoded to match the truth that you are consciousness and you're not a person. So, what is the practice? Told you we would get to it eventually. Drum roll, please. What is the practice? How do we get high naturally in our first meditation session? Well, here it is. And all you gotta do is take this and try it out. If you want a guided meditation on this technique, I have a guided meditation in the description below. You can check that video out and follow along with that guided meditation and have a wonderful time. Lots of people are enjoying those videos, so definitely check them out. Check out all my other guided meditations as well. But also subscribe if you're enjoying this. But I want to get to the technique right about now. So, the technique. You meditate, okay? You sit down. If this is your first time, I want you to sit down, block out some time where you can sit for like 20 minutes. 10 minutes is okay, but if you can do 20 minutes your first time, even better. This will make the realization deeper and more easier to access whenever you want during your life. So we want to treat the meditation as a kind of like you're drilling into yourself. You're digging deep to find out and discover a part of you that you may not have ever known before. So what we do is we sit down, we relax the body, we slow our breathing, reduce our breathing speed, slow down the breathing. And you want to focus on consciousness. You want to focus on the fact that we are aware. You want to focus on the awareness that's here now, that's effortlessly awake and aware of the experience. Because there's an awareness here that is aware of the experience right now that you're having. And it's easy to notice. It's so easy. It's so natural. Are you aware right now? If you answered yes, then there you go. You just recognized awareness. So what you want to do is you want to stay in that recognition. You want to become more aware of awareness. You want to emphasize awareness of awareness. The fact that you are awake and aware and alert. And then step 2 is begin to become aware that you are aware of the body. We want to start to distance ourselves a little bit by realizing that you are aware of the body. Okay? You are aware of the body, right? If you're aware of the body, then you must not be the body. So all it takes is just being aware of the body. Realize that you are aware of the body. You are aware of the body. You are aware of the body. You are noticing sensation. You are noticing all sensations. You are not the sensations. You're not even the sensation of feeling like you are the body. That's just another sensation that you're noticing. So if you can feel that, congratulations. If you can see that, now it's time to move to step 3. So you are awareness that's aware of the body. Okay? You're not the body. The body experience is arising to you. Okay, so step 3 now is where we shut down the mind for 10 seconds. And I want you to try this right now. We're going to do 10 seconds of no thoughts about anything, no words in our mind. We're just going to stop talking in our mind. Anyone can do this. It's easy. It's easier than you realize. All you got to do is close your eyes and just take a big deep breath. And as you breathe, especially as you exhale nice and slow for at least 10 seconds. And during that entire 10 seconds, I want you to pay attention to awareness. Awareness is aware of the breath. So focus on awareness, being aware of the breath with the intention of not thinking, having no thoughts during that 10 seconds. It doesn't have to be exactly 10 seconds, but 10 seconds starting now. And now you're back. You enjoyed that period of time of total silence. And what you may or may not have realized is that during those 10 seconds, or however many seconds of no thought there was, in the absence of all thoughts about anything, the sense of you being a person was completely dissolved in those 10 seconds. During those 10 seconds, there was no personal ego self. There was no sense of being, I am a person, or I am Adrian, or I have to go to work next week, or I have all this stuff to do, or I've gone through all this stuff, or this person said that. All that gets deleted and does not exist during those 10 seconds. So the whole point of that is for you to realize that you are awareness and you are not the thoughts. You are the awareness. You are not the story. You're not the thoughts. You're not any of that. You are free from being a person. The moment that you see through the thoughts and see that those thoughts are just thoughts and that there's just this awareness that is noticing the experience. There's no person behind the eyes. There's only this pure, benevolent, loving awareness that shines through the eyes, that is aware of the experience. And this doesn't make you inhuman. This doesn't make you, some people might think this turns you into a robot or you don't feel anymore. No, this just expands you and gets rid of the negative aspects of you. That's what this accomplishes. And this actually makes you more loving because you clear out the part of you that maybe can't love, or maybe has trouble opening the heart. When that part of you gets cleared out, which is part of the personal self, the ego, all of a sudden this love, this natural love starts to come out. And it doesn't have to be explosive. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, overwhelming love. It can be. But a lot of times it'll start out very small, very subtle. And you'll notice that when you allow this pure awareness to look through your eyes, and you look out, and you look at other people, or even thinking about people from this expanded consciousness. But if you see another person, just notice when you allow pure awareness to perceive another being. You may feel this feeling in your center of your heart center, where it's just like a little tugging, a wonderful, sweet feeling here. And that's the beginning of unconditional love, where you'll start to feel how awareness actually embraces everything equally with love. Awareness is loving by nature, you know? So doing this will make you more loving. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's a lot of fun, guys. Enjoy this, try it out. See through your mind. See that the thoughts are just thoughts. There's no person there. And if it ever gets scary, you can always just take a break, forget about it, let the mind go back to thinking about being stressed out about tomorrow and what happened yesterday and what's coming up next and what happened last year and all these things I got to do. You can go back to that, but just remember, you always have this tool available where you can start to cut through the mind over and over and over again. That's what I recommend, is you do this 10-second technique. Clearly see that the person does not exist, because when those 10 seconds of no thoughts happens, that personal self is seen to be an illusion. It's like smoke and mirrors. It's like a formula, an equation is required to create the sense of being a person. Take out one element of that equation and the whole thing collapses. And all the negative things that go along with the personal self, like fear, anxiety, worry, concern, feeling sober, feeling alert, feeling feeling stressed out, feeling burned out, all that gets smoothed out and dissolved the more that you dissolve the sense of being a person. And you switch to the sense of being pure awareness. That's just simply aware. And in this next video, I'm going to take this a step deeper, where you can really go deeply into the flow state and really realize that you don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. You can simply allow this intelligent awareness to come through, and it's almost like you're channeling, but you're channeling everything that you would want to do yourself. It's just coming through you on your behalf, such as the speaking and the body language and the tone of your voice. It can all be channeled according to your desires of what you want to do. And that's going to be in the next video, which is going to be right up here, called How to Let Go of Doership and Switch to Being, just flowing. How to stop doing and just be all the time. So check that video out next, and I'll see you there with the same shirt. Thank you very much for watching, and subscribe and click right there.